in 1891, the promised Messiah, for the first time in his lifetime in Qadian, he convened a Jalsa. It is on record that 75 people came from different parts of India to attend that first ever Jalsa Salana, in which a lecturer, a reading from the promised Messiah's article was presented to all the members.
Jalsa Salana, the largest event in the Ahmadiyya Muslim calendar, had very humble beginnings. The Prophet ﷺ announced that 3 days of every year should be fixed for a gathering in which all my devoted followers should, God willing, be present.
It took place in Qadian at that time, and then in Khilafat-e-Ula, the first caliphate, it continued. Then in Khilafat-e-Saniya, the second one.
Jalsa Salana continued to be convened under all the Khulafa until Khilafat was compelled to leave South Asia in 1984.
When it was not possible for Khalifat al-Masih to continue operating in Pakistan, then Hazrat Khalifat al-Masih decided to go abroad, and he decided to come to London.
The UK Jalsa, at the time of Khalifa Rabi Rahimahullah's arrival, was a 2-day event.
So I was the Amir in those days, so I presented to Huzur that the Jalsa program is ready. So what Huzur would advise about that. So Huzur looked at the program and he said that everything is okay, go ahead with that. Just the one thing is the last item will be my speech. I will come in person and address that. So the Jalsa took for 2 days. The first day and second day Huzur came, and he delivered a very remarkable lecture in English on the subject of preaching, how to preach. That was the need of the time.
Following the first Jalsa Salana UK in the presence of Hazrat Khalif al-Masih, it was only inevitable that the UK Jalsa would eventually become a fully fledged 3-day event. In 1985, this came to fruition with a momentous Jalsa, in which the hoisting of Liwa-e-Ahmadiyyat, a tradition which began in the time of the second Khalifa, occurred for the first time outside of Qadian and Rabwa. Also, for the very first time, Hazrat Khalif al-Masih delivered a speech on not one, not two, but all 3 days of the Jalsa, setting an historic precedent which continues to today with a total of 5 addresses delivered by beloved Huzur.
The requirement is such that there should be at least 5 speeches. The Friday sermon is one that becomes a part of Jalsa. Then the opening address, everywhere conference, you have the opening address. Then the second day address for ladies, that is a very high point of our program, that we give good importance to the ladies, and they deserve it. Huzur himself goes there and addresses. Then the whole account of the activities and the achievement of the Jamaat, that is mentioned, that must be mentioned. The whole world is actually waiting to see where do we stand, in how many countries we have established. Every year the number is increasing, and people look forward what figure Huzur is going to tell us. Then the last address is the final one, which is the concluding one. That is not only addressed to the members here, but also it's like a global message to the whole mankind. And that is very much essential. So the pattern is set based on the long experience, and the guidance of Huzur is always there. That is something very important. Everything in Jalsa is done under definite instructions from Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen. And that is, I think, the crux of the matter. Because the community believes that the Khilafat is the source of our advancement, our strength, our progress. So each and every guidance may be regarding big subject or small subject. If it comes from the Khalifa of the time, every Ahmadi feels himself bound by the compliance of that. And that is beautifully demonstrated during these 3 days of Jalsa, when everybody is very keen to listen to what Huzur has said. They are keen to act upon that without fail. That is how the Jalsa goes.